Hey guys, what's the good word? Welcome to a new screen recording episode of the Life of Piero. I've recently posted a video on intermittent fasting, but basically I tackled my experience and I let go of all the science because, for better or for the worst, I'm the kind of person who tries things without too much science behind of it. I try it and I see how I feel and I go from there. I really do not care about the scientific implication, but most of the times, nearly all the times, I find out that there is scientific evidence surrounding the current practice or issue that I'm partaking in, and probably that's why it floats to such a hype, because there's scientific evidence, people are trying it, and it's working. So here we are again with intermittent fasting. I want to keep this video for real, short and sweet. So basically, really easy. What's intermittent fasting? You can watch the video up here where I talk about my experience and what it is, but really in a nutshell, it's about calorie restriction. It's about restricting your calories. It's yeah, this word sounds like, oh shit, I will have to give up even the plant-based bland food that I'm eating right now. It's not about giving up. It's about training yourself to, yeah, be resilient and be energized and be disciplined without having to stimulate yourself through so much food during the day. So even we don't have to get too, like, our mind likes to know what's the magic answer to intermittent fasting, what's the schedule I have to follow. And there's no schedule. It's just about following when you're hungry and finding what's right for you. As anything in life, there's no magic fast answer. You just have to try it and find out what works for you. Some people like to fast in the morning, some people like to fast in the evening. It's about just finding a lot of time where you just let your body rest. Because as I mentioned in the previous video, a lot of things happen under the hood. Now we know what things are happening under the hood. So I'm gonna keep this pretty legit in the fact that we don't want to use websites like this. We don't want to use blogs. These are just promotions, so it could be really biased. When you want to look up for when you want to look up for some true, legit scientific research, you must open up either Google Scholar or PubMed. PubMed is just about health, so it's just about, let's make this smaller so you guys can see me. PubMed is just about health, it's just about, yeah, medicine basically, while on Google Scholar you can find articles and studies from anything in academia basically, and most of them are free. Some of them you have to pay for, but you can always read the abstract and just get a general idea of what is going on. So if you can do this too. I'm just a guide. I'm just somebody who's showing you what you can do too. This is very simple, guys. I just wrote intermittent fasting, and you see the first thing that came out was beneficial effects, and immediately you see, okay, this is pretty biased because it's somebody who probably does intermittent fasting and wants to show off how good it is. So I found this title and was like, oh my god, okay, there's something against it. So I pressed on this and it's calorie restriction and intermittent fasting. Two potential diets for successful brain aging. So I said, okay, oh shit, calorie restriction, intermittent fasting is associated with successful brain aging. So what even is successful brain aging? So I opened this up, and here it is. You can see it's the same. Calorie restriction, intermittent fasting, two potential diets for successful brain aging. And just at a glance, these guys found out that, and okay, a study could be biased too, because they may be founded by some intermittent fasting company, which I don't think even exists, but it's a possibility. But let's go with what Brown Martin, Mark Matson, and Stuart Maudsley are saying about intermittent fasting. And this is just the abstract. You can dive into it by purchasing by yourself the PDF. However, they found out, even if I thought that this was against it, this is pro-intermittent fasting, and they're saying that basically the vulnerability of the nervous system to advancing age is too often manifesting in neurodegenerative disorder, which result in Alzheimer and Parkinson diseases. So basically, a vulnerable nervous system is the cause for Alzheimer and Parkinson disease. And in this article, they suggest that calorie restriction and intermittent fasting, which are basically the same thing, are able to prolong the health span of the nervous system by impinging upon a fundamental metabolic and cellular signaling pathway that regulate lifespan. What the hell does this mean? Okay, we did not sign this, we're gonna keep it simple. It's simply that by letting your body rest, by letting your nervous system rest, it looks like you're able to prolong the health span of the nervous system, and as a result impinge, so yeah, influence fundamental metabolic and cellular pathway that regulate the lifespan. So if you're interested in this, you can dive deeper and see what actually is impinging, what actually is influencing the fundamental metabolic and cellular pathways. But they found out through studies, which if it's a study, probably there's some kind of research into it, such as survey or just observing people in some way, because that's how studies work. So here they found out that CR and IF, which I don't, yes, calorie restriction, intermittent fasting, affect energy and oxygen radical metabolism and cellular stress response system in ways that protect neurons against genetic and environmental factors that which would succumb during aging. So you're basically, yeah, reversing aging. This is all about longevity, and this is proving this. It's proving that intermittent fasting is a healthy practice to engage in. Second of all, and this is probably, because this is where, this is the podcast that I mentioned in the previous video, if you saw it, this is where they got most of the information, and basically this is free. You can, I scanned through it, but it looks like and this is totally tested and observed on rats. By observing on rats, they restricted their calories and they improved their longevity. And so the assumption in the intermittent fasting movement is that since this works on rats, it's probably going to work on humans too. And now new studies are coming up, such as the one that we just looked at, and it looks like it's actually true. So just to look at another one, this is the biased one, because I don't know, immediately citing with beneficial effects of intermittent fasting and calorie restriction, cardiovascular, cerebrovascular system, sounds pretty biased, but they found out what? They found out that, again, calorie restriction extends lifespan and increases resistance to age-related disease in rodents and monkeys, and so they presume that it may improve the health of overweight humans. I think they're basically, yeah, these are more, the first study, the one that we watched was, the one that we looked up was more interested in Alzheimer and Parkinson's disease, neurodegenerative disorders. These guys are more interested in overweight and cardiovascular problems. So this might seem a totally win solution for every disease out there. I suggest you to try it, not to restrict yourself. Just, yeah, find out. You want to feel good, guys. You don't want to feel like you're in a prison while you're eating. So do what makes you feel good. Try to keep on the health side. Like, even if you don't fast, try eating plant-based, whole food, plant-based foods. And other than that, I suggest you to give a try to intermittent fasting and see how actually you're more energized without food than with food. Of course, this, like, life is holistic. It's not just by getting intermittent fasting in, you're gonna fix all of your issues. I think that to be energized and not need food to go on and just rely on inner energy, you have to go to sleep early. You have to, yeah, focus on breath, focus on doing the things you love, so you're not stressed out. It's a bunch of life is a holistic process. There's many different facets to take in consideration. There's no magic answer, magic pill. And that doesn't sound very sexy, but that's how it is, guys, and I'm here to deliver the truth to you. So this is the Life of Piero. I have no idea of how long this is because there's no tracking time here, but I'm trying to keep this sweet and short. Bless you. Catch you on the way.